What's up, everyone? We're back, and this time we're going to do a 2019 NBA mock draft. We're going to do this kind of rapid fire, Eli. There's a lot to say about each of these prospects, and the fun of this draft, I think, is that it's pretty wide open. Apart from who's going number one, we kind of don't know much about what's going to happen. So I'll keep a little running tally. I'm going to give you the number one pick because that's a dead pick anyways. We all know who it's going to be. And for number one, go ahead and tell me who you want and why.
Bol.
No, you can't. You cannot take Bol. Even if he is the next coming of Anthony Davis, I don't think you want to do that.
Zion, obviously.
Okay, you're taking Zion. I don't think we need to waste people's time. Everybody knows it's Zion. He's a freak of nature. I'm going to give you one quick Zion hot take. I think Zion's body won't be able to handle the strain of his incredible athleticism. I think he's going to have injury problems. Okay. So quickly on to number two. Already we're going to have some controversy and we're going to have some drama because at number two, now this isn't actually going to happen because Memphis has already kind of let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
But if I'm the Memphis Grizzlies, I'm taking RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, and I'll tell you why. Because he's the second best player in the draft. And I got the second pick overall. Okay? So this is a guy who, like, when he wakes up and crawls out of bed, he starts smelling the rim. He's like, it's leading me. He knows how to find the rim. He knows how to get buckets. I think he was maybe the leading ACC scorer of all time. You don't just accidentally, score 23 points a game. And what are we looking at? 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4.4 assists. Barrett, he's not necessarily a fan favorite type, and I'll tell you why. Because his game's not that pretty to watch. He's about 6'7". He has sort of an awkward gait the way he runs. He doesn't wow you with a whole bunch of spectacular, dribbling. He dunks it, but it's not like he's, flying over your head. He just kind of finds the basket, and next thing you know, you look up and it's like, oh, he got 30 again. It's pretty amazing. His talents are going to translate. John Morant's may too, I don't know. But I got RJ Barrett at number 2.
Yeah. Well, number 3, it's got to be John Morant.
John Morant, okay, taking the New York Knicks to the promised land in 5 years. Okay. You got much to say about? I know you love John Morant. You'd like him to be a Celtic, but if he ends up on the Knicks,
it's his career over. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If the Knicks don't do anything in the next 5 years, he's probably wasting his career. But obviously, he's being picked up by Memphis Grizzlies, which is a completely different place. I mean. So
him and Porzingis maybe could have been interesting.
Yeah, but
throwing lobs to over the hill DeAndre Jordan could be interesting.
Yeah, he's washed out.
Kicking it out to Dennis Smith Jr. for long threes.
So many options. Yeah, Mario Hezonja, give it to him. Let's just dunk on LeBron.
The GOAT. Yeah, Hezonja. Okay. So you got John Morant, no surprise. Number 4. Yeah, so number 4, the Lakers. I gave this one away in our previous video, but I got him taking Darius Garland. It's the upside pick. It makes sense. Now there's some strong chance that the Lakers don't even end up making this pick and they deal it because they're trying to put some veteran bodies next to LeBron. But Darius Garland, you can book it right now. He's going to be a sort of a Reggie Jackson type in the league. Okay. He's going to maybe get a little bit more of a finesse player, maybe more like a Lou Williams. People might not get excited about that at the number 4 overall, but let me tell you what, Reggie Jackson, he can ball. And Lou Williams, we saw in the playoffs, he can definitely put it in the bucket. And you got to have guys. It's a make-miss league, and he's one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter in the draft. So I got Darius Garland to the Lakers. Number 5.
It's Cleveland. With their situation, they have Colin Sexton coming up, Kevin Love, which, I mean, without LeBron, it's tough to get him involved with the play. He's not as athletic as he used to be. He's getting really old. I think they should trade him, but again, I'm not going to go into that. So I'm saying point guard, you cannot pick another point guard. because
which is
obviously
lucky because there's none left in the draft that are worth a darn.
Really. I mean, Darius Garland, like you said, very much upside. I would have picked him if they were at 4, but they're not. So I'm saying you go for more maybe a shooting guard or forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pass on Jared Culver. I'm thinking DeAndre Hunter.
DeAndre Hunter is your guy. I think that is the sort of consensus pick if the draft were to fall this way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a tough customer. He can come in and defend right away.
Yep.
I think that's a nice thing. You put him next to Sexton, who's already a bulldog defender, and then you got I'm trying to think of who are some of the shooters that they've got around him. I can't think of their names right now, but I know there's some shooters on that team. And then, of course, Kevin Love is solid. Okay, on to number 6 here. At 6, we have the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns are really challenging James Dolan for the most mismanaged train wreck / dumpster fire of a team. I don't think it matters how many first round picks you give them. I loved T.J. Warren coming out of NC State. That guy can just find the basket. Doesn't play a lick of defense, so you have to really be careful about who you pair him with. I also like Josh Jackson, but it seems like he's having a hard time getting his head on straight and finding his way in the league. I still think there's a ton of potential there, and the thing that we forget, I'm not going to look it up right now, but a guy like Josh Jackson is probably like 20 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, and you talk about how stupid was I at 20 years old? People when they're 20 years old, guys do some dumb things, and I think he does some dumb things. But I would not write him off. In fact, I'd be interested in picking him up as a Celtics fan. But all that said, everybody in the media on the internet seems to think that the Suns want a point guard. How about Goran Dragic? How about Isaiah Thomas? How about Eric Bledsoe? How about Tyus? What was his name? Tyus something or other.
Tyus Jones.
Tyus Jones. No, they didn't pick Tyus Jones. They got the little teeny tiny guy from Kentucky that they drafted. He's like 5'9" or something. Anyways, suffice to say, they've had a few point guards.
Yeah.
And they just don't seem to want them. They got rid of them. Do they want another point guard here? Yeah, they do. I'm going to pick Kobe White. And Kobe White, because he's a mature player, he's a floor general, and can be a leader on the court. And, I mean, these guys, it looks like they're playing a pickup game half the time. I mean, you got, T.J. Warren playing no defense. You got Josh Jackson throwing it behind the back, out of bounds over Dragan Bender's head. I mean, this is a cartoon version of basketball. Kobe White, come in, settle things down a little bit, maybe get the Dragonator some open looks, and maybe there'll be some fire breathing next year. Okay, go ahead. You got the number 7. You got the Chicago Bulls. Interesting.
Okay, so you got Zach LaVine. I think great. He has potential, has the athleticism. I think honestly, sometimes when he dunks it, I just look at him like he really just did that.
It's amazing.
But it's not a winning type of player, is it?
Yeah. So he has the potential to do what exactly?
Not win. He's not a winner, that's for sure. But
he has the potential to score 20 points a game, which I think he did last year when he was healthy.
So I'm giving him Cam Reddish. I think Markkanen, along with that, Robin Lopez. Are you kidding me? Not the greatest.
But you know who I like on their team is the old Dookie that they drafted last year, Wendell Carter Jr.
Yeah, he started. So this team has a lot of potential, but it's like the Suns. If they live up to it, they can be a decent team. But Suns just haven't grown up.
They draft Cam Reddish. Do they make the playoffs next year?
No.
Okay. Not a playoff team. I'm going to put that in there as duh. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go with number 9 here. The Washington Wizards.
Number 8.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it's number 8. I skipped over the Hawks. Hawks with 2 picks here. Now, the Hawks are a team that I can get a little bit more enthusiastic about than the Wizards. Their GM has shown he's not afraid, and he's out there swinging. He made that really controversial trade last year. We could argue about whether or not it worked out. He likes Trae Young. I like chocolate, you like vanilla. That's the kind of the argument with him and Doncic. They're both pretty darn good players. Who would you want? I'll take Doncic. You take Trae Young, whatever.
Yeah.
But him and the big athletic center, John Collins.
Oh.
Or is he a power forward? I guess he's probably a power forward. So you got him. Got yourself a little Alan Crabb action.
Yeah.
He's wheeling and dealing out there. But you've got Herder also, Kevin Herder, who in the time that I saw him looks like a legit player. He can shoot the lights out, and he's a pretty good decision maker. With this pick, what I would like to do is put somebody next to John Collins who actually plays some defense, because even though Collins is a freak of an athlete and he's catching lobs above the rim, he's not doing it for me on defense. So I'm going to pick Jackson Hayes.
Okay.
And he's going to provide me with a little bit of rim protection and another lob target for Trae Young. Can you play him next to John Collins? I don't know. Maybe not. But we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Another big body. Protect the rim, big guy. Okay.
Okay, now on to the ninth pick. Washington Wizards. They seem like just a mess right now. I mean, you'd think that they would trade Wall. They didn't. And now everything just seems out of place for them, I think. I can't even tell. Do they have Will Porter anymore? Do they trade him?
Otto Porter, I think, is gone. Is he
gone?
not?
I think they traded for Bobby Porter or something like that.
Bobby Portis. The one thing that you're building around is Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
They got rid of... who else did they get rid of? I'm thinking of the really lengthy guy that I think went to Kansas. But continue. Tell me why they're a mess.
John Wall, dysfunctional.
Kelly Oubre, that's who it was.
Kelly Oubre, yeah, I get to the Suns, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the pickup to Dwight Howard wasn't a good pickup. He was all right, but I think he got injured or whatever.
Kind of makes you wonder what GMs are doing. They're sitting around in a room going, we're filling out a route. You know what we need next year?
Dwight Howard, put him on the team.
Dwight Howard. We haven't seen that guy in a while. Is he still playing? Give him a call. You know what his agent is? Give him a call. He can probably still get 12 rebounds. He can get 12 rebounds when he's 40.
Yeah.
But will he win games? Yeah, I don't know. I guess he went to the finals once. Okay, so now you got a chance here to completely turn this franchise around. And you're going to do it by picking...
I don't know if it's his name. Sekou Doumbia?
Sekou Doumbia.
Okay.
Okay. Sekou. I think it's going to be like a say, S-A-Y, Ku, Doumbia. Sekou Doumbia, I think is what it is. Okay. So, you like this guy's game, and why?
Well, he's 18 years old currently. He's very young, has very much upside, can shoot the three, pretty good passing. I think, obviously being international, it was debatable with, Doncic playing overseas as well, saying he could really adapt to this. I think he couldn't, and look at him now, he's a star. I
had doubts about Doncic too, I have to say. I was questioning the level of competition and looking at him like, are you going to be tough enough? I was I thought he was going to be good. I thought he was going to be a really nice second fiddle. I did not think he was going to be a number one dude, and he is a number one dude.
He was. So I don't think Doumbia is going to be that good as Doncic, but I think he's going to be pretty solid.
I'm with you on this one. We'll probably talk more about Sekou in a different video. I was watching some workout stuff with him yesterday. He's got a good handle. He's an interesting athlete. He's got great length. He's a floor runner or sort of rim runner. Can catch in transition and flush it. Good pick. I like it. And on to number 10. So the Hawks. Now I picked Jackson Hayes with the previous pick.
Number 8.
Yep. And I feel like when you have Trae Young, he's the type of piece that you can really build around, but he requires building around.
Yeah.
He's not just like a plug and play point guard where you can just throw anybody in there. I mean, you're playing with a guy who's like 6 foot tall, and he's also an excellent passer. I feel like they've got him, they've got Herder. They've got a couple of pretty good bigs, especially since I just drafted Jackson Hayes for him. So here I think is the spot where I'm going to cave in and pick Jarrett Culver.
Okay.
He is he's on my bust list in terms of I think that he'll be a disappointment, but I don't think he's going to be a bad player. I think that he's just going to get picked 4th or 5th or something like that, and people are going to go, oh shoot, why did I take him instead of XYZ?
Yeah.
So Jarrett Culver to the Hawks at number 10 is my pick. I think he slots in. He can play a little bit of defense next to Trey. He's just a solid C+ at everything. Okay.
So, number 11, the Timberwolves. I mean, they seem kind of like a mess again. A lot of teams right now are trying to figure it out, and it's very tough to figure it out, especially with this draft. There's so many players that could be really good, and you have to take a chance with them. Mm-hmm. So, past this point now, obviously, having all these 10 players, having 1 through 10 being filled out, there's loads of players past the 10th prediction that you can pick and be fine with, I think. So you have Cat to build around, and I think honestly Andrew Wiggins is so debatable. You know, one night he dropped you 30, another night he's not even scoring a point.
Uh-huh.
It's so tough to play with a guy like him.
He's the Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
Well, LaVine is from Minnesota too. But they have a knack for drafting these players that can do amazing things and lose.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give him Brandon Clark to fit right next to Anthony Towns. Very solid. Little small, but I think
heck of an athlete.
Very, very athletic. I think he's gonna get a couple rebounds, not loads, but I think he can on certain nights get double-digit rebounds, and he's gonna be able to score.
Protect the rim for sure. Leading shot blocker in the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so number 12, the Charlotte Hornets. Oh boy. So Kemba's a question mark. We don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
And then who else are we putting around him? We've got on the bench. We probably got what? Malik Monk. We got Miles Bridges.
Yeah. Nick came pretty close to coming to the
Nick
playoffs.
Batum.
Yeah.
I think we probably got at least one. What do you call it? The Tyler. Not Tyler, but the center that they've got. Zeller, yeah.
Zeller?
We've got Cody Zeller,
Zellers.
one of the Zellers. It's actually Cody Zeller. I don't know if they still have Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Frank the Tank.
They do have Kaminsky.
They do still have Kaminsky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well we got it. It's locked up then.
Gary D. Championship.
Yeah. So with that crew. You got to just kind of be praying that Kemba wants to stick around and take those big bucks. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna yikes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and draft for them P.J. Washington.
Yeah.
P.J. Washington out of Kentucky, solid. I feel like he's one of the high floor guys in this draft. You just really can't go too wrong. He's got good size, probably the best back to the basket game out of anybody in the draft. I mean, he just catches it, turns over his shoulder, and throws up that hook. It's automatic. And we won't waste too much time on that. Boring pick, P.J. Washington. Welcome to Charlotte.
So number 13, Miami Heat. I think Hassan Whiteside, he's great, but there's so many problems with him apparently in the locker room, and some games he just said he didn't want to play for some reason. It was really weird. His attitude
That's
was
what it looks like on the court, yeah.
And so I think find a trade for him, get him out of Miami, and then pick up Mobile. Take a risk.
Okay.
He had injury problems, but you heard my hot take last video, so I believe in him.
Okay, so we're swinging for the fences. Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how he fits, but sorry, Hassan. Take a seat. Okay, so number 14. Hey, we made it all the way to my Celtics at 14.
Yep.
And we're going to go with my pet pick, Rui Hachimura. Hachimura apparently is a polarizing player because I think, looking at this list, I think he could honestly go as high as 7.
Yeah.
And I think he could go as low as 20. That's an odd thing to have. He's just really polished, does everything solid. He's not the most impactful defender, but he's 6'8", fairly long arms, gets up and down the court, doesn't really take much off the table. And I think he's just going to be, like we said in the previous video, miniature Al Horford.
Yep.
He's the type of guy he doesn't need the ball, but he can get you a bucket if you give him the ball. He doesn't really make mistakes on defense that I see, although he doesn't make spectacular plays either. So, that rounds out the lottery. We probably forgot somebody, and somebody's going to flame away that, how could you not have this player in your top 14? But that's our draft lottery, our NBA mock for 2019. And, I'm sticking to it. Rui Hachimura, go Celtics.